The next topic that we have to study is about online transactions. Okay. Operationally, one may visualize three stages involved in online transactions. Firstly, the pre-purchase or sales stage, including advertising and information seeking. Secondly, the purchase or sales stage, comprised of steps such as price negotiation, closing of purchase, sales deal and payment. Thirdly, the delivery stage. Okay. So when you consider online transactions, there are three stages. We can divide the transaction, not only online transactions, but in every type of transactions we can divide the transactions into mainly three stages. The first one is a pre-purchase stage. Okay. See, for example, if you are planning to purchase a mobile phone, first what you are going to do? If you want to purchase a mobile phone, what you will do?
Use your budget.
Budget you will consider. So you will study about that. So you will see. So that is called a pre-purchase stage. Okay. So you are having a plan of purchasing a mobile phone. So then what you will do? You will ask to some people, those who are already having mobile phone, like if you are seeing like a Samsung mobile phone one person is using, you will ask him how is the performance of this mobile phone, how is the or you will ask about how is the camera there, how is the gaming performance, features, or the display, battery charge, how much you are getting, all the features, what are the features you are available, or you will ask about that. You will ask to another person who is using Redmi maybe there. So you will ask him about how is the performance there. You will ask to another person who is using maybe Realme or different mobile phones are there. Oppo is there, Vivo is there, so many companies are there. So there are also in WhatsApp, in this YouTube and all, if you see, there are reviews given. The latest phones and all are there. So if you search for a phone under 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 as an average, if you give, there are reviews given. Best comparison between the products, all these type of things are given. So you will be able to understand. You cannot fully trust on the reviews given, but some of them are fake, but some kind of things. And you can ask the people, those who are there. So that is called the pre-purchase stage. Before purchasing, we are collecting information about that. So and also we from the company's point of view, we can say that it is like advertisements. So we watch some advertisements and see the advertisements, or in the internet there are some information may be given. In newspapers some advertisements may be given. So we will be collecting information. So they are getting an advertisement and information seeking. That is the first stage. Okay. Second stage is that you go to the shop, or you go to the place, or if you are purchasing online, then you will be going to the opening the website and searching for the product there. And in that also you will find, like if you are going to the shop, you see and you will ask what are the products available or the phone available for 15,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees. Then they will say that these are the products available, and they will also explain that this one is having this quality, that quality. They will say all the products. If you ask to every shopkeeper, they will say that all the phones are of good quality. They will never say that a bad quality phone is there. But we also will have some advantages are there, and they will suggest the product which they get a more profit. Okay, they are not going to suggest the product which is having good quality or a good product one there, but they will say like if three phones are there and all these three phones are of 15,000 rupees, and if like Samsung phone, if you are selling, he will get 1,000 rupees profit, and Redmi if he is selling 2,000 he will get, and Realme if he is getting 3,000 profit he will get. So if you ask to the shopkeeper which is actually Samsung may be the best one, but he will say Realme is the best one. Because if Realme is sold, then he will get 3,000 profit.
Because of more profit.
They will get more profit. So depending on the type of the product that they are getting, so they will be deciding. Okay. So which profit? But we have to say, you simply don't believe the words of the shopkeeper. Okay. So we have to understand what is the product, what is the quality. We have to ask with the people, those who are having. And such a way we had already collected information. So if you are already having a clear idea about that, you have to purchase this phone. So you go to the shop and ask the shopkeeper that I want to have this particular phone. and if it is there, then he will say, and what is the price. Then there will be some kind of price negotiation will be there, like bargaining and all. You will say that he will say it is 15,000, then you will say give it for 12,000. Then he will say no, 12,000 not possible. You give for 14,000. Then he will say for 12,500. Then he will say for 13,000. 13,000 fixed. So like that they will arrange the price. So they will give some adjustments, some discounts. All these type of things will be there. So all these means all these kind of things are there. That is called the purchase stage. Then after the third one is called as the delivery stage. Delivery stage means that in all this one like online purchase is there, means you first these two things are there, but all these things like you will be inquiring about the product, you will be searching for the product, negotiation of the product, but you give the order for the product, and sometimes you may make the payment also, but you will get the product maybe 5 days or 3 days after. But if you are directly going to the shop, you will get the product on the spot itself. So sometimes the product may not be available in the shop, then they will say that you will get the product in 1 or 2 days time. The product has to come from Lucknow or product has to come from Basti. So they will say that you give this order will be given. So then that is called the delivery stage. So there are 3 stages like that. Okay. So it may be observed that from the figure 5.2 that expect the stage relating to delivery, all other stages involved flow of information. The information is exchanged in the traditional business mode too. But at the severe time and cost constraints in face-to-face interaction in a traditional business mode, for example, one needs to travel to be able to talk to the other party, requiring travel effort, greater time and cost. Exchange of information through the telephone is also cumbersome. It requires simultaneous presence of both the parties for a verbal exchange of information. Information can be transmitted by post too, but this again is a quite time consuming and expensive process. So like if you are using on the traditional way, imagine that in a hurry, if you are not having a proper showroom is not there or products are not available, you may have to go to Basti for purchasing it. Imagine that you want to purchase a car. So in Haryana we don't have a proper car showroom and all. Imagine the car showroom is there, but only 1 or 2 cars are there. So you cannot see. And if you go to Basti, you will get plenty of cars, so many designs, so many this ones are there. But if you want to go, you have to take 1 day time, you have to spend, and you have to go to Basti, and you are going by car, then you have to park your car somewhere, and after that you have to walk and go to the showroom. So there may not be proper facility there, so much amount of time consuming, and you are going and coming. Then for that petrol charges are there, food expenses are there, other expenditures are there, so much amount of problems are there. But this is the problem in the traditional way of selling. But in case of online shopping, these type of problems are not there. Any expenditure is not there. You have to sit in your home itself and you just open your mobile phone and search for the product. You can see the product. There is no any kind of issues there. Okay. So that is the advantage of this online transactions. What is described here is the process of online trading from a customer's standpoint. We will be discussing the seller's perspective in the paragraph on resource requirement for e-business. So you are ready with the shopping list, or would you like to rely on your instance as you take a tour of the shopping mall? Let us follow Rita and Rekha browsing indiamates.com. So here the one story was given earlier about that they have followed. So there are different steps required for the online transactions. Now we are going to study the different steps. Okay, so if you want to do online transactions, what are the things that we have to do? The first one is called a registration. Before online shopping, one has to register with the online vendor by filling up a registration form. Registration means that you have an account with the online vendor. Among various details that need to be filled in is the password, as the sections relating to your account and shopping cart are password protected. Otherwise, anyone can log in using your name and shop in your name. This can put you in trouble. So the first process, imagine that you want to make a online shopping. Then now see, like if you want to purchase from Amazon or Flipkart or eBay or whatever may be the online website. So these online the websites are giving a particular application is there. You know, so you can download this application into your phone. Then when you download this application, they will ask you for the registration. You know, so normally when you open this website, they will, if you are already registered and if you are already using customer, then directly the website will be opened. If you are using it for the first time, then they will ask you to enter your login ID and a password. Okay. And if you don't have a login ID and password, then there is a particular button will be there for registration, or you can say like create an account or new customer. Okay, sign in. Okay, so like that there are some options given there. So you have to click on the create an account or a registration option. So when you click on this account, it will be directing you to a particular page where your name is given. So they will ask you the name, your area where you are coming from, or address, then your male or female, then date of birth, all this type of information, basic information regarding you will be asked. Okay, you have to fill up that, and along with that you have to enter a user ID. So normally the user ID will be the mobile number that you are using or the email ID that you want to use. Okay, either you can register an email ID there or a mobile number as your ID, or any other ID can be created as your user ID. And also there will be a password given. So this password is like a key. You know, so like if you want to open a door, you need a key. So likewise, if you want to open this website or if you want to open this particular application, you need to use this password. So if you don't use this password, what happens is that anybody can open your using your ID, anybody can open and purchase the products. So there will be a problem. Okay, so that is why we will be keeping this this one protected by using a password. And when you purchase this one, you will get a cart also, like one basket like thing is given, picture will be given, you know, add to my cart and my cart, like that it is written. Or this will be just like you are going to the shop, then they will give you a basket. Okay, so the giving basket is a kind of technique. Do you know, so like if you are going to an online shop, okay, or this grocery shop, and like margin free market and all, or shopping mall and all, if you are going, in the beginning you said they will give you big trolley, and you are going for purchasing one soap. So but you are purchasing soap, but you got a trolley, and you are keeping this soap in the trolley and coming back is a shame for you, isn't it? So what you will do, you have to select some other products also. So that is why they are giving the trolley there.
Marketing technique.
Marketing technique it is, isn't it? So if you are going to the shop, your purpose may be, normally if you are going to a shop, you purchase, you ask for like Lux soap required or Pierce soap required, you will just tell them and he will give the soap and you will go out of the shop, that's all. But you thought of going and purchasing this, just this Lux soap you want to purchase from the this one. But when you enter itself, they will give you a big basket. And in that basket, you are bringing big ones, just a small soap is not good. And you will see many products there. And you will, actually those products may not be useful for you or not required for you. But when you see the products, so many things are there, so you will feel like to purchase something. Isn't it? So we will purchase. Actually you thought of purchasing 100 rupees product, but you will purchase for 1000 rupees. Isn't it? So this is what happens. And likewise here in the online shopping also they will provide you a cart. So the cart is just like that. You can just like click the product. It's like imagine that the product in the market, when you in the shopping mall, when you are going, they are giving you a basket. In that you can keep the product or take out the product. So the same way you can put the product into the cart, and when you add the cart, then they will show you the total amount of money. And such type of carts are available in now this in the shopping malls also, big cities and all. They are having some kind of this one baskets are there. So like trolley like basket is given. In that itself the scanner is kept. Okay, and on that on the frame of that there is a display also there. So you put one product into the basket, then they will show you how much is the price of this one and how much is the total amount that you have to pay. Okay, so as soon as you are adding the number of products, they will also show how much total money you have collected. Okay, so all these type of systems and all are there. So the same way we are using when you online shopping, when you click on different products and you keep on adding the add to cart option, if you are giving, then that will be added and you will be able to purchase that product. Then second step is called placing the order. Placing an order. You can pick and drop the items in the shopping cart. Shopping cart is an online record of what you have picked up while browsing the online store. Just as in physical store, you can put up and take items out of your cart. Likewise, you can do so even while shopping online. After being sure of what you want to buy, you can check out and choose your payment options. So, like a place, like you are selecting different products and you thought of purchasing for 10,000 rupees and you selected the products, and when you go to the cart, you click on the cart, then they will show you how many products you have selected, how much quantity you have selected, and what is the total amount that you are supposed to pay. And you found that like normally you are supposed to pay, you are thought of purchasing for 1,000 rupees, but the bill is coming for 1,300 rupees. So you have to remove one product of 300 rupees. So you will see which one you have to remove it, and there is remove option is there, or purchase later option is there. Click on that button, then it will be stored in your cart, but at that time it will not be ordered. So such a way it will be done, and so they will give you a list of products that you are having, and you have to click on the place your order option. Okay, so then checkout option will be there. Some will be showing checkout. Okay, so when you click on that, then your order will be prepared. And next is a payment mechanism. It is clear from Exhibit 5.1 that payment for the purchase through online shopping may be done in a number of ways. So payment, next after when you click on this one, checkout, then they will direct you to payment option. So there are different ways of paying this one, like cash on delivery, COD. So some products they are providing. Nowadays some products they are not providing cash on delivery. Some products they are providing cash on delivery system. So cash on delivery means that when the product is coming to this courier man will come and give you the product, and at the time when you receive the product only you need to pay the money. That is called cash on delivery option. Pay on delivery or cash on delivery. The next one, check. Alternatively, the online vendor may arrange for the pickup of the check from the customers. Upon realization, the delivery of a good may be made. So, but a check option is nowadays not commonly used because people are giving fake checks and all and cheating the companies, so they don't entertain check option. But there is an option like a check also. Then next one, not very commonly used one, is a net banking transfer. Okay, modern banks provide to their customers the facility of electronic transfer of funds over the net. In this case, therefore, the buyer may transfer the amount for the agreed price of the transaction to the account on the online vendor, who may then proceed to arrange for the delivery of goods. So net banking transfer is another way of making payment. So you can, if you are having a net banking ID or net banking facility is there in your mobile phone, so you can, with the help of that, you can make the payment. You can just transfer the money from your account to the company's account. Such a way you can make the payment. Then, credit or debit cards, popularly referred to as plastic money. These cards are the most widely used medium for online transactions. This is the old book and old collection activity. Earlier people were commonly using this one. Now mostly people are using net banking and all, or a digital cashing system. All these are used, like Paytm or Google Pay. All these type of systems are used. So earlier it was there, that is why it is given like that. This book is printed so many years before. So at that time, credit card was or debit card was the commonly used one. Okay, so you just keep in mind this one. Used medium for online transactions. In fact, about 95% of online consumer transactions are executed with the credit card. Now it is not there. At that time, around 95% of transactions were there, but now around 60 or 70% only is done. Mostly not even 60 or so, less than 50% of transactions only are made with the credit cards or debit cards. Okay. Some people are using credit cards nowadays because different companies are providing very much offers and all, like HDFC, Axis Bank and all. They are providing so many offers are provided for the credit cards. And if you make a purchase for credit card, EMI option and all is provided. So many facilities are there. So that is why people may use credit cards also. So the amount due from the card holder to the online seller is assumed by the card issuing bank, who later transfers the amount involved in the transaction to the credit of the seller. So buyer's account is debited, who often enjoys the freedom of deposit the amount in installments and at his convenience. Debit cards. So there are, you know what is the difference between a debit card and a credit card? Huh?
With debit card, we can make payments instantly, and with credit card, we can take loan also. Loan, EMI.
So the difference between debit card and the credit card is that from debit card we can withdraw the money only how much is available in the bank. Okay. See, like if I am having 10,000 rupees in my bank account and up to 10,000 I can make transactions, and some banks may not be providing full money also, like some minimum balance has to be maintained. So like some 2,000 has to be kept as minimum balance. So and if at all emergency case you can purchase for full money also, but at the maximum level you can purchase only up to 10,000. Okay, so what money you are having in your account, that much only you can purchase. But credit card means that there is a credit facility, credit offer is given. Okay, so like when you purchase a credit card, when you take a credit card, so if this card is maybe for 50,000. Okay, so if you make a credit card of 50,000, even if your bank balance is zero, you don't have a single rupee also not there in your bank balance, but still you can make up to 50,000 rupees, you can make purchase. Okay, you can make a transaction when your account balance is zero up to 50,000, or if according to the quality of the credit card that you are using. So if it is 50,000 rupees credit card is there, then up to 50,000. If it is of 1 lakh, then up to 1 lakh. If it is 5 lakh, then 5 lakh. Depending on the capacity of the credit card, you can make money. And this 50,000, imagine that you purchase some product for 20,000 rupees. Okay, so this 20,000 rupees you have to pay back on the bank within 45 days. Okay, so 45 days time period is given. So some banks are providing 45 days, some banks are providing different days. As an average, 45 days of period is given. So depending on that is also depending on the credit card. So some cards are providing only 30 days facility, some are giving 60 days facility. So as an average, 45 days of time is. So you can, like you purchase this money and 45 days time you can keep this money with you. Instead you don't need to pay. But within this 45 days you have to pay this money. Means to the bank. So the bank is providing you a loan at present. You can just imagine like that. Okay. Bank is providing you a loan of 20,000 rupees for 45 days. So by using a credit card you can take a loan like that. Okay, instant loan you are taking.
Sir, if we don't pay after
If you don't pay the money in the 45 days period, then they will charge interest.
Interest rate.
So up to 45 days there is no interest charge. Like you are paying 20,000 rupees, only this 20,000 rupees you have to pay at the time of 45 days. But what happens if you are not paying this money after 45 days? Means from the 46th day, if you are not paying the money, then they will start charging the interest for this one. So it may be like that also depending on the credit card. Okay, 10%, 20% or 15% based on the different cards, they will charge us. All these terms and conditions will be given to you when you purchase the credit card. Okay, so if you are unable to complete this 45 days or the other date time given, how many days are given, depending on the banks, they will give you the free period, how much you can hold the money. Okay, and if the money
In HDFC, they are getting
30
30 days.
days, there are different companies, different options are there. Normally, as I told, as an average, and in HDFC also, if you are like a limitation of the bank, and if you want to get a credit card, there are some rules also. Okay, so if either you can take a credit card based on a FD. So if you have a 1 lakh rupees of FD, and if you create an in HDFC bank, if you create 1 lakh rupees FD, you will get up to 75,000 rupees. You will get a credit card. Okay, you can get a 1 lakh rupees FD means 75% of that they will give you credit card. Okay, and if you are made 1 lakh rupees FD for 1 year, so for 1 year you can make use of this one. So if by chance imagine that you are purchasing something for 75,000 rupees and you did not pay the money, then they will collect the money from the FD. Okay, or if you like some gold, if you keep, so with the on gold also you can get a credit card. So if you have some gold or valuables like that, so you have to keep in the locker, and for that you will get a credit card. So the value of that the gold that you are keeping may be 1 lakh rupees, then some 70% of that they will be providing you as a credit. Another way is that imagine that fixed income is there, like a salary people are there, so like if their salary is provided. Okay, so in that monthly salary is there, so then how much salary is there, based on that they will decide an amount where they are able to, how much purchase we can make. Do you understand? So like that different types of credit cards are there. And with the help of debit card you can withdraw the money only up to, like the ATM cards that we are having, so how much amount of money is there in our account, that much can be withdrawn. And if you try to withdraw more than that, then they say that this much money is not available, you are not allowed to purchase this money, take this money. So to accept a credit card as an online payment type, the seller first needs a secure means of collecting credit card information from its customer. Payment through credit card can be processed either manually or through an online authentication system such as a SSL certificate. So there are some like a secured sockets layer, like a SSL one. This one option is there. So it means that like you are getting like one OTP number, it's one-time password you will be getting. So when you are using your debit card or a credit card, when you are using debit card, they will give you, they will ask you a number, like your ATM pin will be there, that you have to enter. After that they will send you a code on your mobile number, that is called a one-time password, OTP, and that password also has to be entered, then only the money will be accepted. Okay. Then next one is called a digital cash. This is a form of electronic currency that exists only in a cyberspace. This type of currency has no physical properties, but offers the ability to use real currency in an electronic format. First you need to pay to a bank and amount equivalent to the digital cash that you want to get issued in your favor. Then the bank dealing in e-cash will send you a special software you can download on your hard disk that will allow you to draw digital cash from your account with the bank. You may then use the digital funds to make purchase over the web. This type of payment system helps to resolve the security problems related to the use of credit card numbers on the internet. So digital cash is another way of using, like nowadays there are very different ways of digital cash systems are there, like Google Pay is there, Paytm is there, PhonePe is there, so many different apps are there. Okay. So earlier the system was that that we like in Paytm and all, we have to, like if we imagine that you are having 10,000 rupees in your bank account. Okay. So if you are having 10,000 rupees in your bank account, first like a Paytm is there, in that you have to transfer this money to Paytm. Then from Paytm you can pay the money. So that was the system earlier used to. Now but there is no any such type of, this one is not there, directly you get money. If you are having how much money is there in your bank account, directly that money can be paid by using Paytm or Google Pay or PhonePe, or there are so many applications, and even the banks are also like this SBI is providing YONO. So like that there are so many apps are provided by different banks. So in that also we can make use of the transactions.
Amazon Pay also.
Amazon Pay. There are so many applications. So whichever may be most suitable for us, that we can make use. Okay, that is about the online transactions, different steps of the online transactions we have studied.